You know, I often meant to find someone who'd draw me a horoscope. Of the stars the night that Joyce was born, did someone with a telescope view unusual constellations, see cosmic abnormalities that would explain this genius birth? No. There were no formalities, no comets crashed, no planets fell, and yet some force was present, some flashing light, some brilliant flame from some uncharted heavens that shot to earth, and on this baby's forehead laid a finger, giving gifts of passion and compassion that would linger and consolidate until this master knew that he had seen us, as an artist should, then wrote it down, and that's what was his genius. He wasn't born into a house of artistry and intellect. His father was a bombast who found it hard to get respect. Yet Jim, from the time he went to school and then to college, astounded all around him by the way he soaked up knowledge. These are well-known facts about his brain and his great capacity. But the fact is he's remembered chiefly for his great opacity. That's not why I'm drawn to him. And let me use this day of his to summarize his power for me, the reasons why he always is the writer I return to, the novelist of primary choice. To begin with, it's the sound he makes, the gliding brilliance of his voice. It's as clear as any bell, with a bright lead light of crystal. Every word he used inspires me. He's the writer's starting pistol, and he's fearless in his concepts. I mean, just look at the degree to which he stretched his framework to fit on Homer's Odyssey. And next, just think of how he can describe a street, a house, a man, without ever giving details. Can you do that? Who can? In a sentence, you're there with him, embracing all his references, and in that same damn sentence there might be 30 references, and all of them relevant, with teams of meanings towering. Come on now, name another writer whose gift is as empowering in the concept and execution. That's what makes Joyce shattering. He'd have this big idea, and I say this not to flatter him, he'd then find the perfect way to write it. That's why we need to warm to Ulysses and not to fight it. The writer seen in all his power, the literary artist without peer. For me, it's finally that one gift of bringing to us here all human life put on the page in language rich and creamy. He's the man who showed us that a character can be dreaming while living out his real life, and often so precariously, so that every page of Ulysses is to be or not to be. And so, when life assaults you and your spirits start to plummet, to raise your own morale and find a way back to your summit, go to art, yes, to sculpture, or a painting, or a movie, or a favorite piece of music, be it classical or groovy. But most of all, start reading, because literature's the greatest art, and the writers whom we reverence, they're the ones we take to heart, and Joyce is chief of all of them, except perhaps old Shakespeare, because Joyce, well, he's so total, so amazing, yet so warm and dear. You just have to settle down and maybe read his work aloud, and when you do, you'll find that he stands out from all the crowd, because he's so inventive and so warm and so affirming and so tricky and engaging and rewarding, you'll be squirming in fun and admiration and amazement and delight, and you'll close the book still smiling, and oh boy, you'll sleep that night.